Good evening, everyone. So let's wait, I think, for everyone to join and then we'll start. And today we have the activity on the group discussion, and we have at least a panel of 7 members to discuss the 2 topics which I have given it to you. Okay. So let's wait, I think, for everyone to join.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ayushi.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone. So today we have the activity that is group discussion. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone. So just waiting for 5 minutes, and I think all the 6 panel members we have for group discussion. So just wait for 2 minutes of time. We'll start at 6:05 sharp. So today we have 2 topics to discuss. Okay. First, we have marriage is no longer necessary. And second one, we have about social media. Okay. Just waiting for a few minutes. Fine. So today we have, I think, 7 panel members. Those who will discuss: Diljit, Raksha, Anuj, Ayushi, Preeti, Neelam, and Swadesh. So I want everyone to switch on their videos. Okay. So we have, I think, Raksha is there, Preeti is there, Mr. Anuj is also there, Swadesh is also there, Neelam is also there.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Neelam.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Swadesh.
Good evening.
So if it is possible, can you please switch on the videos, all the 7 members? Because I will just give permission only you 7 to speak up, and you will be unmuted in between the GD. Rest, everyone will be muted. And I hope you might have a very fantastic preparation for this GD. Okay. So Preeti is there, Diljit is not there, Raksha is there, Anuj is there, Ayushi is there, Preeti is there, Neelam is there, and Swadesh is there. Only Diljit is left, I think so. Yes, fine. So shall we start, I think? Is it so? Diljit will join in between, I think so.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Perfect. So let me mute everyone. I'm just muting everyone over here and giving permission only to Mr. Anuj to unmute, Ayushi, Neelam, Dil is also joined now. Then we have Preeti, Mr. Swadesh, and Diljit might be, yes. He's just connecting his audio now. Might be, yes, he's connected. Yes, fine. So Swadesh, Mr. Anuj, Ayushi, kindly unmute yourself. Diljit, unmute yourself. Neelam, unmute yourself. Preeti is there? Yes, Preeti is also there. And Raksha. You 6 can unmute yourself now. 7, I think, or not 6 actually.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
So who is left now? I think Mr. Anu, don't unmute. I think in between, because you will not be able to unmute again. Yes. Okay. So yeah, Mr. Anuj, you are unmuted now. So who is left? I think Preeti. Preeti, kindly unmute here, please. And Mr. Swadesh. Yes. Okay, so I can do one thing. I'm giving the right to unmute everyone. I think so. Okay. Far better. Okay. So you can unmute yourself whenever it is required. Fine. So shall we start? I think, students.
Yes, sir.
So as we have the very first topic on group discussion, that marriage is no longer necessary, a very debatable topic we have in so many contexts. So I'll just request everyone, as we know that we all are very professional and we know how to communicate and what point to consider. Okay. So just to maintain the dignity of the house, that we need to keep in mind as well. Okay, that is very important as well for the class. Fine. So just keep only those things in mind. It's very, very important. Clear, everyone?
So,
Yeah, Raksha,
so
please.
so on both the topics we need to speak.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I thought only one topic we need to choose.
No, both actually. Topic 1 and topic 2. And on both the topics, you have to cover up. Only 7 students have took the interest, I think, in this. That's the reason.
Sir, one by one, na?
Yeah, definitely. I told you about the basic characteristics, the duty responsibility of participants, how to start, how to initiate, how to intermediate, how to cross. Okay. So that we need from everyone. So yes, guys. So you can, if you unmute yourself and you can start. Rahul, I think you have to mute yourself, please. If you are not the part of GD, please. Yes, please. Ayushi, you can unmute. And yes, the house is open now. You may start, please.
Shall we start now, sir?
Yes, definitely, Mr. Desh.
Actually, marriage is no longer and that mean I'm in favor of marriage, sir. Actually, it is the traditional rule, sir. The marriage is the traditional rule. We cannot neglect that. We cannot bypass that marriage actually. Okay, sir. After marriage only we can maintain the conjugal life between wife and husband. Okay, sir. And almost the traditional refusal is used in the like a village side it is used in since ancient times. So the marriage is it will be survived till human being will till human being will survive in this world. Okay, sir. Of course, sometimes there may be some the diverse. We can see that in the traditional market. Mainly, we have seen the diversification in the metropolitan city and big city. But usually in normal and village side, village or rural area, this is utmost important that marriage life. Okay, sir. Because this is everybody having a pre-plan for the marriage after after getting the after getting the degree and then after getting service, and people are having generally that this is aim for the survival in this world as a human being. Okay, sir. Without marriage, there one person's human being cannot be complete. As I say, sir, as per religious, but only this sometimes diversification happening only among the this who educated persons only. But those who are middle class family, this marriage life is continuing with us, their survival life with that means conjugal life with world environment. That's I think so. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Rakesh, I just want to add 2 points on that. First, we are like more concerned regarding the traditional form, how the marriages are, you could say the compulsion from society or enforcement from society, we can say that. But don't you think so? The current scenario, the changes in the society norm, changes in the community norms, we can say that now people are, you could say, more concerned and happy to be in live-in, more happy to be, you could say,
Yes,
more
sir.
informal
Yes, sir.
relationship. What about those aspects actually? Anyone, please.
Can I speak, sir?
Yes, you have to. It's a GD. You have to take initiative. Yes.
Sir, basically, because of the living relation is now a general phenomena is going on in the metropolitan city and the other city. But in the living relation is controversy because of the relation is not mentioned in the family. Only two person is enjoying that thing. Only 2% enjoy. Then for the longer life, for the longer understanding, it is not good as per my opinion. The marriage is necessary for the longer because it is necessary after the age is gone, after the 40, 50. They need each other and understanding each other.
Okay. Yes, Raksha. What
Sir,
about you?
it is the understanding among the this wife and husband actually. Okay, sir.
Yes,
But
yes.
if we are we cannot survive with the after marriage, then the society may not be accepted. Okay, sir. As
Yes,
per our
yes, yes.
traditional status.
Agree, sir, agree.
Raksha, what about you, please? What's your opinion?
Sir, I agree. I mean, I support this point because many people cohabit to it as it is quite easy to get separated. Like people cohabit instant. Some people don't marry and cohabit because they are not ready for the commitments to their partners to stay together. They just stay together as a trial run. That is like trying before buying. It's like so. I just want to put an example that a man with a fortune of 10 million pounds, right? He might get married to a girl, and after a while, he decides that no, he's not comfortable with it. He just wanted divorce. So the man might end up and give few million pounds to his wife for the settlement of the divorce. So yeah, I agree.
But Raksha, don't you think so? Like we were discussing more about the traditional form of marriages, and as per the scenario, like as you can see that the number of cases when it's come to divorce, when it's come to disputes between the husband and wife, it drastically increasing. And as you can see that in most of the judgment we talk about the legal grounds, it is basically quite suggestible that definitely you may have a particular association for a period of 6 months or 1 year. You get to know each other very well, living in a same city, living in a same place. Okay. And don't you think so? It would be far better, like rather to reach to the destination of divorce, it's better that you must understand each other at every aspect of your future.
Yeah, so see, because getting married is not only one thing. Like it can, some people see it in a different way. Like it can be different than relationship. That marriage is just a piece of paper, right? So, yeah, it can be stronger than relationship and love without getting married, because you get to know each other. And just a piece of paper, I don't think so. It will make two people to love each other anymore. I don't think so, sir.
Yes, Neelam, what about your point, please?
So according to my opinion, marriage is a part of life, but it is only part of life, not whole life. Nowadays, about marriage, we hear negative aura around in a certain part of the world because nowadays adults think about their juvenile freedom, and uh, nowadays people are giving more importance to their economical conditions, stable life, then achieve life goal, career orientation, education, experience. So I think adult not give more importance to marriage, and there is increases the the rate of divorce also increases nowadays. So I think marriage is not necessary nowadays.
Yes, Diljit. Diljit, please. See, I need a handy discussion actually. A fire
So,
shot questions actually. Yeah, please.
so I just want to add 2 points. That
Yeah.
is the reason why marriage is not that much necessity. That just one thing that people not wanting to make commitments with the partner, and second thing is the expenses that is bore in the marriage. And uh, many people don't see the point in spending the marriage, like £1,000 of spending, and uh, and one point is the interference of the dowry system. Like in this current period, like lots of families are struggling financially and they can't afford it.
But I don't you think so? We are only going for the one side of the marriage, as we check that nowadays, even like after we are talking about the communities. Okay, we are only talking right now about the heterogeneity of the marriage right now. When it comes to homosexuality, again, that is again the one of the marriage part we're talking right now, because you can see that the community size, when it's come to homosexuality, they are also demanding the rights for marriage. And as of now, you can see that because it is not legalized in India, and these people are moving abroad just to get married and live their life. So don't you think so? Marriage is not necessary for those people as well. We are one of the aspect again I'm discussing right now when it's come to marriages.
Sir, hello.
Yes, Mr. Anuj.
Sir, actually in the Western culture, previously they decide the freedom, but nowadays again come with the marriage sides. I think so. But because of some relationship.
I think this
and,
is not. Is it okay? It's not working.
hello? If
Yes.
I am not wrong.
You want to say something? Get Diljit, please.
So I think my mic is not working for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I missed the last part to engage in that.
Diljit, your point of view on this particular topic.
So I think there's a pros and cons to both. There has been a formal relationship and there's been a knot and tie by the society, which is called the marriage. When this whole, civilization happened between men and a woman, a relationship, and having a legal child, that's how it sentenced as a marriage. Now, to live in a society, you can't just live in earlier days. You can't just live together and have child and grow together as a partner. That was a former society where we had marriage as a custodianship, as a customary norms to get legally, have a social engagement wherein socially we get married. Nowadays, it is more legally, which is you have to go to the court and sign and do all your formalities. So this is how the marriage has started. But today's time, things have changed. The economical circumstances, the responsibility, the liability to, as a partner to grow together, raise a child has become a difficult situation. So a lot of youngsters, the new generation, if you, there is a data also which is called the single earner in the family or double-digit earner in the family having a single child or no child. This sort of family has now been gearing up. A new generation, which is millennials now. They are considering living life together, living their lives in terms of traveling and experiencing everything together, but without having much of a responsibility, which means without having child. That's one side of it. The second side of it, which is called, the same-sex marriage, the LGBT community, a partnership, which is living with, like living relationship. This is also a partnership when you live with your partner and you certainly enjoy your life, live your life, have commitments towards fulfilling your own career goals and thoughts. So that's, I think, has changed the overall bit in today's time.
Yeah, one more addition which I want to do in this particular discussion, as we know that like now the people, like now the generation we are talking right now, they are actually looking for more freedom and they do not want to take in responsibility. So adoption, surrogacy, they do have the option, because like when the society demands what the marriage is all about, what they think it's all about the biological, you could say, sequence, and you have to, you could say, run your succession in your life. Vansh chalana, that is an important part. But that is also possible with the help of surrogacy, with the help of adoption. So definitely this is the alternative of marriage, what the society is expecting for. So how we can actually look after about the adoption surrogacy case as well nowadays, because it is, you could say, most fashionable nowadays. Even you can see in the Bollywood or even the Hollywood, how the people are basically going for adoption process rather to go for marriages.
It is true, sir. It is true, but how to make the relations to each others? Family relation is if don't go the marriage side, then family how to family relation maintain? You forget it all the things.
Mr. Anuj, actually, the issues are basically we are talking right now because each and everyone nowadays need a freedom because the system has drastically changed in India. You can see that like now the people, each and everyone, even the husband and wife needs their personal freedom, need their spaces. Okay. And for that purpose, definitely that is the only issue. The divorce cases or the disputes cases between husband and wife has drastically increased because each and every, you can understand about the extramarital affairs. It is again
But
one of the content which is discussed under marriages.
But sir, it is only the metropolitan city, not in the, you see the villages. Villages is like not a divorce case, sir.
So you can see that like why the people are migrating from the small towns or tier 2 towns to the metro cities because of these reasons actually. Because I just quoted the point of the community side we are talking right now. Because
Sir,
if the people want freedom, they are moving from small cities to metro cities just to live their life happily, just to live their life independently. So there should not be any interference of society. And as you know that because society pressure only, the people are enforced to get married.
sir, why the Western culture is coming in the Indian culture? Why?
So it is completely adopted. Like you can see, not about marriage only. In each and every sector, we are completely adopting Western sector, Western culture, and that is the need of the hour we can say in the Indian society.
Sir, Western culture is the right.
This marriage is the religious.
Just a minute. Western culture is right, sir.
Listen, sir.
Hello?
Definitely, we cannot say that
No,
Western
no,
culture is
no,
right
no.
or
I
wrong.
not agree, sir.
Yes, yes. No, definitely, sir. Actually, see, it's all about opinion. We are giving on this particular point.
Only sir, the diversification we have seen that only among that the mostly educated person, those who are settling in the foreign country abroad, they are in their life only we have to see that this diversification. But in normal case, in Indian, I am telling that in northeastern regions, say I am telling that in Nagaland, Manipur, and Assam, here this mostly this marriage is not expensive. Mostly all people are getting married the love marriage. Okay, sir. And there is no demand rule also in northeastern region during the marriage time. But I have seen in the your Haryana and Rajasthan and then UP there is a demand, lot of demand. If one engineer is going to the marriage, that mostly they are asking some 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, but this is not happening in northeastern side. There is no demand during the marriage. Okay, sir.
Yes.
We are following that these traditional rules since inceptions, and as on that also there is not much. Only for 1 and 2% is the diversion we have seen. That too, these Jews are staying in the outside of India. Okay, because their communication due to the lack of communications and some one party is willing to stay outside of India and one willing to stay in India. That's the main reason for this diversification. Okay, sir.
Yes, Raksha, don't you think so? Because like what the Anush sir was talking about, that the Western culture is right or wrong. Okay, we are not actually discussing on the Westernization or the Indian culture. The issue which we are discussing right now, don't you think so? There should be a particular flexibility in the system of India when it's come to marriages.
Sir, it's your choice, your opinion that whether I need independent freedom, I want to be an independent girl. It's your choice. And Western, and saying about the Western culture, yeah, Western culture is not that much adaptable to our Indian culture. Matlab, they are not adopting like in the Indian traditions, they are adopting it. So, Western part, I don't think so. They will be more, I mean, what we say. Uh, yeah, they don't think that Western culture will that much be
Yes. Okay.
suitable to them.
Yes.
So,
Ayushi, what's your point of view?
Sir, I agree with that marriage is no longer necessary, but at some point also, marriage is necessary also because every coin has two sides. There are importance of marriage and not also, and due to the people are cohabited uh, and not ready to make a commitment with each other, so this marriage tradition is gone out of India, and we have adopted a Western culture. Due to marriage, we can bring up our children, and the environment which is created in home is very much better than if the marriage couple or any people are not there. That's my opinion.
Okay, just one more actually point I just want to raise over here, because the people are not raising the different points, because I have just already prepared a lot actually for this. The one very important question when we talk about right of freedom, okay, that we actually always discuss about, because as we know that because of the tradition, like what Mr. Anush sir was saying actually, because it is basically the Indian tradition that the marriage is more about the family, more about a succession, more about like how you can associate with your partner biologically or being a friend, whatever it could be. But don't you think so that there should be a certain sort of right of freedom to those who do not want to get married and want to go in the live-in or any, you could say, other modes like adopting the westernization? Because in India we can say the right of freedom is the, you could say most desirable aspect for each and every individual. Mr. Anuj.
Okay, sir. But you see, if the you think about the in the marriage nowadays and ancient side, you see the marriage freedom is not there. Freedom is there or not there? I am asking one question.
Yeah, it depends actually.
Depend of the person to person, sir. That's why I am taking understanding of the husband and wife. If
Yes.
the better understanding is you give the freedom, no problem. Better understanding of the husband and wife, you see in the ancient side. मैं हिंदी में बोलता हूँ सर.
हाँ जी.
हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ एक गाड़ी के दो पहिए हैं. अगर दोनों अंडरस्टैंडिंग करते हैं तो उनकी फ्रीडम अलग अलग होती है सर.
Yes.
And because of the marriage, because you collapse your culture, I think so. If you go like that, my opinion is.
Yes, sir, I agree with that, sir. I agree with that.
Because culture, you see, what you give the your next stage, because where the relation, you collapse the relation. If you forget about the marriage, then how to where the relations?
Yes.
Where the relations, sir? But you see the mool month for the India, Vasudev Kutumbakam. You I think forget it, someone.
No,
because
actually,
whole earth is the family. Whole earth is the family.
Sir, I'm not favoring any point. I'm just discussing it with you. I'm just raising a lot of actually.
No. This is the point. This is my point. Actual Western culture is good. Understand, but for the relation, for the maintaining the something, Indian culture is always good, sir. Always good.
You want to raise something, I think.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, please, Shweta.
Yeah, I want to say like marriage is necessary, like what I have experienced, because in marriage we only don't get a partner, we get a one more family, and many a time mental support is also very important. And if you see in the Western life, means other than India, the where marriage is not so much important, you can go for living, there people are suffering from psychological disorder more, because here we have, if we have any kind of problem, we can discuss to our elders and we can find some point how to solve it. And we get many things, not only like inheritance, we get many information in different aspect of the life, how to handle life. And when we handle the situation, we also learn how to handle a situation in our other professional life also, because we are more experienced, we are more mold up. So it is important, it is not like. And second very important part is India is a very big population wise is very big, and till yet literacy rate is not so good. So if you go for living and then you have a problem, then as we know, we don't have any legal way to claim that someone abuse you or someone like. So I think because of the big population, it is not so practical in India.
Okay. Yeah, Diljit, I think, what's your opinion on that? It's a right of freedom, should not be the, you could say, the choice of concern for the people. Diljit, please. Yeah, we can't hear you, I think, Diljit. We can't hear you. Raksha, I think, yes. Raksha, don't you think the right of freedom should be the point of consideration in this? It's more about individualistic approach. It's more about giving flexibility to everyone. Raksha is also not there, I think so. Yes, Sanyam is there, I think, yes. Sanyam we have, I think, yes, Sanyam Bhandari. Sanyam, what's your opinion on that?
Sir, 0% experience, 0% knowledge on this topic, sir.
See, I'm also not married, but
Totally unaware.
that discussion to be the part actually. We have one more student actually. His video is on. Sajan, I think. Sajan, I think so.
Yes, hi.
Yeah. What's your opinion, sir?
No, I certainly agree with few of the other students. I think our country is certainly I don't think we are in a position to run an institutionalization in India without wedding. There are so many reasons. One, basically our financials are very bad, and if we tend to maintain this kind of a relationship, probably this would be successful only in metros and maybe in a few parts of the country, not everywhere. I can certainly agree, places like Delhi, places like Bombay, Bangalore, Chennai, all these metros, to some extent, all the developed places, this is possible because both of them would be earning members, and only those people who are earning, probably they would be able to withstand the consequences if it goes wrong. However, in most of the other places, if this goes wrong, I don't think the partners would be able to handle it very well. Secondly, like someone pointed out, it is not just the partner, it's the relationship you get your father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and it's becomes much more like a social living. And Indians, I think, as a society, we are known for living together as a society, as a family, not as living together in terms of finding a partner for months or years and then let go and find somebody else and live. I don't think whether you have legal binding, legal opinions or not, but as a culture, like somebody has said, what our Indian culture is, it's basically like, when you are living in a country, you need to follow probably at least 50-60% of the country's culture, and then balance 40 you can deviate. But even then, even if you consider 40% of deviation, I don't think India has reached a level where we can imitate this kind of culture at this point in time. So I feel, it's my personal view, and I'm really sorry because I've just passed in between the topic, so I don't know what others have spoken and what was the preface for this discussion. But however, I feel strongly a wedding and a relationship would be much more brighter for as a country like India at this point in time, probably for the next 20 years or so, maybe 10-15 years or so. Post that, I don't know what will happen to our country also.
Ms. Sajan, actually, I just want to raise one point in between, because you just discussed regarding the point that it is only possible, because I'm just quoting that word right now, it is only possible in the metro cities. And don't you think so, because of the suffocation and the society pressure with the tier 2 or the village city which always face, and if they want to live their life freely, and that won't be the one of the reason that the migration is very high towards the metro cities?
Not at all, because when people are migrating to the city, they only think about protecting their career and helping their family. But the moment they reach metro, their outlook towards the life changes. They are exposed to a much more larger, faster, quicker life. Because I personally witnessed, I am from a very remote village. I went to settle in Bangalore. The moment I reached Bangalore, that's when I got exposed to most of the so-called freedom or the so-called luxuries of life, because none of the people who are living in villages are suffocated. They are only suffocated for financials, not for freedom, because we all lived in very large families together. We all had our freedom. Nobody stopped us from doing what we like. But in places, when you see what happens in freedom, You go to a city where you don't have anyone to look after you or bother about you. You're reaching a city like Bangalore or a Bombay where nobody is bothered about what you do. So you misuse the freedom, and then you feel that's the freedom. I don't agree to that point, because it is not freedom actually. You tend to get into all kinds of unwanted things and say that's not possible in village. That's not the definition for freedom.
Okay, so finally, I think we need to conclude this particular GD topic, and I need more contribution from the student rather to the faculty actually, because I am the one who is more
Sir, I was late,
I'll
sir.
just just to conclude, I'll tell you one thing. Way back in 1998, when I was getting to the first job in Asian Paints, the first topic I got into the group discussion was whether arranged marriage is better or love marriage is better. And after 23 years now, again, I got into another discussion where we are discussing whether marriage is required or not.
Mr. Sajan, actually, because like this topic, if we cover up, there are a lot of issues because I have just discussed regarding homosexuality as well. It is one of the important topic which comes under marriages, because you can see that, because I have a lot of, because we used to interact with a lot of students and we have a lot of topic regarding this homosexuality as well. And
Yeah.
recently, like before, I think in 2017, the government has abolished 377, and now it is no more it could be criminalized. But now they
Yes.
are fighting for the right of marriage as well. And as I think, because I was reading the articles a lot, people are migrating from India to different part of the world because we do not have any right to get married in India when it comes to same-sex couple.
Okay.
So
No,
that is,
again I'm saying, like, what happens is when you find any kind of deviations which is very, very small in number, bulk of the people opposes. But when you find large audience in the same category, that's when it become a rule or a law abided theory. So homosexuality was treated as a hidden agenda earlier. People who are cornered, people who are never, even people who are interested in homosexuality also, they were not doing it openly. So basically, many of the people did it behind the scene. And later, what happened was the larger audience with a similar kind of feelings. It could be a hormonal imbalance, or it could be a genetical, difference in the. Normally, we tend attracted to the opposite sex. If somebody is getting attracted to the same sex, definitely it is a biological, reason for it. It is not a. It's not a disease. It's a difference in the hormonal, composition of our body. And since there are huge amount of people in that category now, I think it has become a law. And similarly, maybe in the country today we are talking about living together, whether it is required or not. Probably foreign countries would have seen this kind of homosexuality also much earlier. So they are okay for it. And my feeling is, I'm saying, like, everybody has got their own rights as long as they are not spoiling others' freedom. That's a definition of freedom to me. Because if somebody is, both two people are, though they are in the same sex, they are liking together. If they are not become a public nuisance to the society or to the neighborhood, I think they are enjoying their freedom, and I am enjoying my freedom. That's what my definition. As long as I am not disturbing the other person, and my partner is happy, I think that should be a possible option for anyone in any country. But I think what most of the time what happens is, since there is a huge amount of opportunity for us to express our views through Facebook, social media, Instagram, and it's become like, everybody is becoming activists, and everybody is becoming like, lot of news are created around unwanted issues. And that's why, because people know, when you are speaking for an unwanted reason, you will become very popular.
yeah, perfectly correct. So I think we should wind up this particular first session of GD, and we'll start the second topic which we have for the day. And I think everyone to contribute in the second topic we have, that is about social media. The social media has ruined the society norms. Okay, so giving you, I think, 2 to 3 minutes of time, and then we'll start. Yes, we'll start at 6:45 sharp, giving you 5 minutes of break in between. 6:45 sharp, we'll start discussing on this topic. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
चल रहा हूँ बस.
Yes, guys, I think we should start the second topic now. The social
Yes,
media.
sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please. Yes, please start, I think.
Yes, sir. Social media is already destroy the things of the society life because always total person is busy in the working culture, and after that totally his mind is disturbed because of the some all the things, wrong news and wrong things from the social media, and this is effective with the life of the social society. Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello.
Sir, can I please say?
Yes, yes, yes. Please carry on.
Sir, according to me, even this topic was given means last week during the class discussion. This topic was related to it. So, according to me, what
I think Somit, we can't hear you actually.
so
No, Somit, we can't hear you, I think. No, Somit, we can't hear you. Please. We can't hear you at all. Yes, anyone else, please. Student, am I audible? I think so. Everyone, please, you may start now, please.
Yes, yes.
Students, I think yes. What's the issue? I think.
sir, you are audible. Not a
Yeah, am I
problem.
audible? See, discussion is at your part only. If I would be the part of discussion, definitely there is.
Discussion is not going on.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm telling you. Please start the discussion. Yes.
Discuss with this topic.
Yeah.
Sir, as we know that the social media is the networking tools, but sometimes the social networking is giving some information knowledge. They're sharing the good knowledge to the people of a country, but sometimes but sometimes that in the school students say by seeing that video calling Facebook, they are sometimes attracting the some better news, and they are always sometimes that they are having they are behaving like aggressive aggressive behavior. Even sometimes they are not obeying the teachers also after following that Facebook and video and etc. But sometimes we can gain the knowledge from the networking the whole the country by social networking. We can see that everything where in over the country where the fake is happening, and by the social network only. But sometimes this social network is providing the bad effect and rumors topic which damage the society. Okay, sir. That's my opinion.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Mr. Anuj, what's your opinion on this particular topic?
Sir, because of the rumors, too much rumors comes from the social media. And because of the rumors, nobody believe each other. And like that, and totally mind is disturbed on that time. And people already working, lot of stress is there always. Often up, if social media give the right thing, then some relax is there for the discussion in the society, in the other thing, clubs and this. Because of that, you see, all thing is born for the mind stress, nothing else. Because of the social media, wrong news. Sometimes give the correct news, but mostly the not the correct news, mostly the wrong news. Because of that,
But
yes.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes,
but
sir.
don't you? Yeah, please, Raksha. Yes.
Sir, I also agree that it's ruining the society norms, social media, because uh, we adults are so much used to the social media, like the rumors also. It's like no, it's a real fact. We are just putting in our mind that no, it's a real fact. So in this corona pandemic situation, also we just hear the news also for the vaccines they are speaking that for the co-vaccine they are
Only because of technology and social media only. Okay. So don't you think so? It is somehow giving much more benefit as compared to the thirds we are discussing right now.
so will you please pardon, I'm not able to hear you.
No, actually, I'm just talking about because we are discussing like Mr. Anuj was discussing about the negative aspect of social media. But like the way the social media is basically spreading the information, education, awareness among the people, and this is somehow it is one of the biggest advantage we have because of social media. So why to curse always about social media when it's come to the society?
No sir, it's not about cursing. Yeah, it is helpful at some point of time, and at some point of time it's not helpful, it's very harmful. And I think it's just social media is just killing the real activism of people. They're not that much active.
The percentage is less. Okay, this give the give things, right things always. So by the social media, but rumors and wrong thing is too much.
Yes, the rumors are so much, sir, that they are putting the adults in depression, anxiety.
But yeah, anyone else because I am the one who will always
Hello,
talk
sir.
about yes.
Hello, good evening, sir. Good evening. Can I start?
Yeah, please, Rahul.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir, so in this GD topic, na, so I think the social media it's directly influence our thoughts. So by this activity, it starts the risk of depression. First thing. Second, it's depend on the person who take what type of information from social media. It's just like बंदर के हाथ में उस्तुरा. It is some dialogues is that. So if by the social media you have the lots of knowledge about your society, your atmosphere, what is going on. So it's only depend on the person. But in in uh, in my my ways, it is risky because it is the that's have lots of negative impacts on the human life. First, that due to this heavy usage, first of that, the time spent by the person on social media, they have lots of time to spend with their family, but they spend his time on the social media. So first start the dividation inside the family. Second is that if he received some negative information, that time he also implemented on his particular life some negative. So they, in other words, also start depreciation on his life. And then there is some more negative aspect is that there is the sleeping issue. They destroy his personal life, and other ways it is the anxiety. So I think for single person it is usable. For the for family person it is destroy his life.
Yes, Mr. Sajan, I think I'm just listening you. I'm listening because some of the point like the Rahul had mentioned actually. Because don't you think so? Somehow that's the best way how the upgradation of sharing the information, and not in only one sector we are talking right now. The speed of information which we share, okay, and it's up to the individual up to what extent you use that particular social media. So, in my point of view, definitely it is one of the, you could say, one of the most you could say precious things and one of the most important part of your life when it comes to use of social media. Yes, Sajan, what about your opinion on that?
Are you asking me?
Yes, Sajan, yes.
Okay, just give me 2 minutes. Let me take my headset. I'm speaking to you from Kerala and heavy rain here, so there's a lot of disturbance. Just let me take my headset first. 2 minutes.
Sure, sure, sure. Swadesh, please, what's your opinion on that?
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Okay, I have heard Swadesh, Raksha, and then Rahul, and also Anuj speaking. What I certainly, because when I was talking about the previous subject without knowing the second topic, I was talking about the social media hijacking. But there are two sides to it. To me, like most of the informations that we gather, most of the knowledge that we gain about the world is through social media, no doubt. But certainly the issue is there are huge amount of fake groups and IDs. They have certain agendas behind spreading wrong information, fake information for their own benefit, or for the kind of uh, what do you call groups they work for. It could be political, it could be religious, it could be from lobbying, from medical field or any educational field. So I feel today the problem is we are unable to recognize what is true, what is useful, and what is false. I think that's where most of the people are getting confused. Even for us also, if you go only by one or two modes these days, even in the newspaper, unless and until you read at least four or five newspapers, you will not get the real news, because every single section is getting paid by some or the others lobbies, and news are getting, or all the informations in social media or even in the print media or in the news channels, it's getting hijacked by certain people. So I think it's a very tricky situation, and it is very bad in the last 10 years or so. So but you can't stop it. Technology is going up. We are using Zoom as a mode right now. Technology and social media and generations are getting changed. Today one first standard or a UKG student is able to log into his class teacher's class, and you can't stop that boy using YouTube or Facebook in the next 2 years. So definitely, I think these are changing times. We need to accept it because it's good in a big way. Because today you ask anything to Google, anything to you search in YouTube, you will get some kind of informations. But to what extent you will use it, whom will you trust is what the biggest problem is. So I think going forward, right now it is truly all are because of the lockdown corona pandemic. If you ask me what is my screen time a day, I think it's in excess of 12 to 13 hours a day. So you and me are getting into a world where it is completely digital. And in the previous subject we were asking about whether marriage is required or not. Probably 10 years down the line we may ask, should you be together to have kids or not, because that also can be digital. I really don't know where we are heading to. But then certainly the life is changing. And I think there should be an educational system where we should be able to guide our young generation to use social media and the gadgets and the wi-fi based all these kind of medias much more sincerely sensitize them. I think we can't stop it, because you and me can't live today without a. I think if I forget my phone today, even if I've traveled 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, I'll come back and pick it up, because you feel like you're out of the world. And you really need to get your YouTube once in a while, Facebook once in a while, your Instagram, your Twitter. All these are like part of our life, and that's the side effect is also there. So my view is certainly it is spoiling the society in a big way. But at the same time, I don't think from here on we will be able to live without it. Probably we should educate ourselves and our loved ones how to use it a little more religiously, and not getting carried, like Raksha was talking about the issues about fake newses and rumors, because that's also paid. They're also making money out of all these kind of activities, so it's their profession. So it is up to us whether we want to become a prey to their activities or not. That's that common sense we need to build. That's what my view.
Actually, Masajan, I think you have there's a lot of points actually. Like you are discussing about screen time, we were talking about like social detox, social ethics. We talk about social media ethics. We talk about, but like there are few points which you raise because you have covered both the aspects, both the coins, both the side of the coins
Absolutely.
actually. But yeah, actually, one thing which I want to talk about, like when you raise the point regarding like the screen time, and because definitely it should be the transition which we are facing right now. The UKG or nursery student actually from last 2 years, they are only sitting at home and they have the virtual classroom in front of them.
Yes.
So it is somehow basically like how the some person, if you won't believe, I think the last lockdown, if we talk about, the people were living only because of social media, and the level of depression decreased because of social media. It is basically a proven research. So how we can actually claim that it is basically we can say the one of the depression and the anxiety it may create. It
No, no,
may create, but
the problem is not about whether it is it's because definitely, because I live in Bangalore and I have hardly about 1,600 square feet of house. And if there's a lockdown, definitely I have to live with either with the channels or with social media, no doubt. But you look at the way it is developed. Every single game for the child is destructive. There is no constructive games. You use machine guns, you use all kind of bomb and other things, and you train the kids to destroy, kill, bomb, blast. Every single game is destructive in nature, and these people day in and day out they are playing PUBGs of the world and other destructive games. And when they go to the society tomorrow, if they see someone hitting someone with a stone or something, they don't feel anything, because they do that in the mobile. So my problem is, I am what I'm saying is I certainly agree. But you look at me, when I come to my native, I have huge amount of land. I can do a lot of activities in my land, but I won't do it. Even in the native, in the village also, I'm sitting using wi-fi and browsing and sitting, where I can do a lot of things constructively, because I am getting habituated. This is like a disease. We are becoming like a techie used disease. We need to name some disease for that. The problem is we are not able to structurize our time.
because 24 hours we are getting addicted to the gadgets. Even whether, if see, I'm telling you honestly, if today most of the people, if they don't get any message in their WhatsApp for 5 minutes, they will feel network is having some issue. They will start checking their Wi-Fi, they'll start checking their network connection, because we are so much used to get new message every 2 minutes, so that we can get into the WhatsApp and start replying, because that's our life. So it is not necessarily for all useful items, it is also for time waste. That's what I'm saying. I am not against it. That's what I said. Though there are a lot of plus for people who are educated, who are into a level where they are able to manage their time. Social media is doing good to them. But for youngsters, kids who are just budding, they are not able to recognize whether what is good or bad, and they are getting into the wrong hands in their initial life cycle itself. I am 45, so even if I am getting into some kind of time, it may be like, I can manage it. It's like, you are giving liquor to a boy who's in the fifth standard or sixth standard. He may not know what is the impact if I get addicted to it. But if somebody gives me alcohol, I am very well aware the consequences. So similarly, this social media, especially the browsing systems, which is really playing with our brain like really like alcohol, or like, nicotine. That's what I want to tell you. So I agree with you. I did not support one side of the coin. I spoken both the sides, because there are goods and bads for this. It's only up to us whether we fall in which side of the coin.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Sajan. It's a nice input you have
Yes,
given
yes,
actually,
yes,
because
sir.
there are a lot many things to discuss about it, but the time
Yes,
won't
sir.
permit us to discuss. So the final remarks, I think, from all of you, please. Final remarks. Because yesterday, I think we were discussing regarding the leadership and we're discussing coordinatorship and who are the leggers actually. Because somehow I'm intimidating again and again, and being a faculty, you should not. I think so. Because I want the student to participate in such activity and they need to initiate from their end. That's
Somebody
what the
must
requirement of this
have
class
to
actually.
initiate.
Yes,
Yes.
that's a need actually, because the people are not initiating. That's why the faculty need to intermediate, and then only we can actually continue. But I need, because definitely in the further hours, basically then this week and again the next week we have some session on PI, person interview, meetings, okay, storytelling. So we will actually work on the practical grounds only. So yeah, thank you so much, Sajan. I think you are the leader in
Okay,
this
sir.
particular discussion right now, and the way you raised your point, it is commendable. Same,
Thank
I
you
think
so
when we
much.
talk about, yeah, Swadesh and Anuj, I think they were more about coordinator, Raksha as well. They were
Yes, yes. Thank
coordinating
you.
the efforts actually.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you
sir.
so much,
Okay, sir.
everyone. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And Sajan, please
Thank
be
you so much.
continuing the classes. It would be like
Okay.
a pleasure to have you. I think the classes
Definitely,
remain some
definitely,
good.
definitely. I
Okay,
missed
sir.
because of my travel. Because of lockdown, I was traveling here and there. So
Okay.
I'll definitely be part of the classes going forward. Thank you so much for the time given. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
please, everyone.
Okay.
Take care,
Okay.
everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
sir.
Okay, bye bye, sir.